Mary J. Blige want to commit Harry Carey right now. I was just reading an article where it was saying that the judge has awarded her soon-to-be ex-husband, Kendu Isaac, with $30,000 a month temporary child spousal support. I know she ready to jump through some goddamn woods and just stab his ass. I'm serious, girl. No ma'am, no ma'am. I mean, it's bad enough. You done already cheated on this woman, played her out her coin, used her coins in your pursuit of pussy from another woman, and then you got the nerve enough to ask the judge to give you. He wanted 130,000. I rounded that off, but it was 129,000 and some change. I rounded it to 130. That's what he wanted her to give him. And the judge didn't give him that damn much, but he gave him 30,000. That's still too damn much. I would have. Oh, I know she ready to commit Harry Carey. Girl, call me. We might can be, partners in crime. I help you out once or twice. I wasn't even meaning for that to be a part of Fuck Shit Friday. I ain't. Lord, y'all forgive me. Let me do this right. Retake. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. This is Lady Nika, and with this week's edition of Fuck Shit Friday, where we do what? We talk shit while swallowing spit, bitch. That's what we do over here. But I saw that, and that just threw me way off. Then I was watching something on CNN. Baby, if you can't tell me that something ain't you can't tell me something in the buttermilk ain't clean. James Comey, a former FBI director, went before I guess the Senate or whatever it was yesterday. He had to testify, child. And that man knew off the dump Donald Trump was a fucking fool. Okay? What you should have... I know I'm so glad he was smart. He knew from meeting one that this thing here could turn wrong. And he was trying to hurry up and get what he needed so he can make sure he got him some ammunition to cover his ass if some shit popped off like he did. Now, how you gonna tell on the first meeting you telling this man that the one thing you want the most is loyalty, and you put emphasis on loyalty, meaning that you were basically telling him in so many words, ride with me and I got you, but if you ain't with me, I'm gonna let your ass fall and fall wherever you may. Girl, that man know he was up there. I'm so glad Comey was smart enough to have taken detailed notes of each one of his interactions with him. That man didn't even feel Trump from meeting one. Now, and let me tell you something. Any job you take on, you may not be an expert at it, but it's some common sense things that you should know. And I am really offended that Paul Ryan gonna say that he's just the new president. He don't really know politics like that. He didn't realize that asking to speak to the FBI director alone was some kind of way not appropriate. Are you crazy? Or do you think we crazy? He may not be, he ain't no Barack, no Clinton, or no Bush on the politics tip, but he got enough sense to know that that's not something that he's supposed to do. You over here trying to get this man to get off your boy Flint, and you trying to find out if they coming for your ass because you know about your shady dealings. But I ain't going to go too deep into that because that wasn't even part of my Fuck Shit Friday. I said no politics this week. But I had to say something about that and Mary. I was just fucking crazy. Child. Okay. Anyway, y'all, let's get to some topics. On Tuesday, Cher confirmed that the musical about her life would be coming to Broadway. She tweeted this past Tuesday that the production will be ready for the main stage in 2018. I don't know how y'all feel about that, and this ain't for the young at heart. This for my old school people. Child, yeah, I know Cher used to be the shit back in the... What the hell? Okay, I thought something was there. But anyway, I grew up on her. I remember sitting in front of the TV watching the Sonny and Cher show, and I used to love that long black hair that she would just... Baby, she was the originator of the flipping your hair and shit like that, because she sure used to do it all the time. But that's good. I wouldn't mind seeing something like that. I think she's led a pretty interesting life. I always was a Cher fan, and to be 71 years old, baby, I don't know what she got in her. She got some extras in her. What is that? What's something? Did I just... Okay, child. I'm tripping. It was a shadow from the light. Anyway, child. Let's move the hell on. Let's see what we're gonna. I told y'all about her. Let me see. Let's talk about Bill Maher, whatever his name is. Okay, he was on his show that comes on HBO called The Real Time with Bill Maher. Okay, he's somewhat he's very politically incorrect. But I do enjoy when I do catch him some Friday nights. I do enjoy what he say. Even though some things he say be a little bit less than appropriate to say. For the most part, I kind of he's entertaining to me because he say some off the cuff. He say what you thinking, but ain't bold enough to say. Anyway, last Friday, he was interviewing this senator from Nebraska, Ben Sass, and the senator told him he would love for him to come out to Nebraska and get in the fields and work with them, right? Well, he replied back, and I knew when he said this was going to be a big thing. He said, he basically was looking at him like, Phil. He said, I'm a house nigga. Now, long story short, nobody in his audience seemed to take that shit offensively. They was kind of cool about it. But I knew that there was going to be some black backlash from that. We living in a racially divided and tension-filled society today. You can't say certain things now. And in a sense, I can understand why people got mad because that was disrespectful, okay? It was distasteful, and, I just think that he should have really thought about that thing. And he did come out and apologize, and I feel like his apology was sincere. I just don't think he realized when he said that what he was coming up against, okay? You had people people was dragging his ass on down to the Twitter, and they were calling for his firing. Now, do I believe he should be fired for that? No, I think he needs to be reprimanded, of course, but not fired. First of all of us, including me, we really shouldn't use the word nigga. But if it's gonna be used, it needs to be used amongst the community to which it's to which that word is synonymous with, and that is the African American community. Okay, none of us should say it. Okay, if we stop doing it over our conversations with peers and kill the word in our rap songs and things like that, we can maybe our white counterparts won't feel so free to say that. Bill was too comfortable saying that. And I don't care that he has had black girlfriends and that he's integrated sometimes into our culture. He's not one of us. So I think he need to realize that, the severity of what he said, okay? And white people need to realize also, it don't matter if you hang with black people, black people enjoy the culture. It's never okay to say that word. It's derogatory and it's a name used to identify black people. So the shit is offensive, okay? Child, that shit can lead to actions that we don't really be wanting to see, go on. Black people need to stop saying it too. Like I said, and don't make it okay for your white. I've seen this happen, especially a lot down here. Stop letting your white friends feel like that shit is okay too. Don't just cause y'all cool and you think if he say that it ain't a big deal. Now you stop him right there, cause see, you might be all right with that, but somebody can overhear that, or they can get in around the wrong circle of people, and they come out their mouth and they wind up catching them a 2-piece without a fry, and it ain't necessary, it's saying the word nigger, however you want to pronounce it, it's just as offensive to us as when someone says cracker or honky to white folks, okay? So, no, I don't think that was right what he said, but I don't think that he meant no real harm. I just think he has become a little bit too comfortable, and somebody needs to pull his coattail. Now, tonight, he's supposed to have, a panel of black guests, and of course, they're going to be discussing what he said, and he's probably going to be trying to make another, apology on TV. And hopefully, with this conversation, because I heard Ice Cube going to be there, hopefully that conversation will help him understand the severity of what he said and why people were so outraged. I believe in each one teach one. So, even though he's a comedian and sometimes he's off the cuff and he says a lot of things, don't say stuff like this, because at a time where race relations are real, you know, we ain't too, it's iffy right now. It's a lot of racial tension in the world today. So the best thing to do to avoid being a victim of that, like he was, the way he got handled, and people wanting to call for his job and stuff, I think that he should have the conversation, and maybe from that, that'll open up his understanding to what he said he went a little bit too far. If he ain't already realized that, we don't know what's going to happen tonight, but will y'all be tuning in to see what Bill got to say in response to last week's comment about him being a house nigga? I'm tell you something, it ain't never alright for a person to say that shit. I don't understand why so many, and I'm telling y'all think I'm bullshitting. The ones of y'all that live down here in the southern states, you probably can, go along with me and understand it, and maybe you've even seen it. But it's a whole lot of people that just because they hang with black people, they think they can say what we say. Not so. Not so. It's certain things that you say can lead to your ass being hurt, beat up, or worse. Okay, it's not worth it. Not right now. Especially right now, it is too much racial tension in the air for that word to be used by someone who's not in the community. That's just how I feel about it. But hopefully tonight he'll be open to understanding, if, like I said, he don't already understand the severity of what he said, because he has apologized. I don't feel like it was insincere. I think that sometimes when these, and he a comedian too, sometimes when these comedians they put on a spot, or they're in the midst of a conversation or whatnot, that humor jump out, and sometimes that humor is not, it's not appropriate. And that's all it was. It was inappropriate for him to say that. I don't feel like he a member of no race hating group or nothing like that. I just think that he went too far. And the reason why he went too far is because he felt comfortable saying that, because he hang around black people, have been known to date black people. And then just remember, he like a on air Howard Stern sometimes. You know what I'm saying? I hope tonight's show helps them to kind of help him understand what he did wrong. Because he did something wrong in that moment. That was real, real wrong, okay? Let me see what else we got. Move on. This past Sunday, Derek Fisher and Gloria Govan was involved in an accident resulting in the car flipping. They were in a 2015 Cadillac Escalade when this incident occurred. Okay, but here's the gif. Here's the tea, baby. Here's the gag. For one, they smelled alcohol on his breath. First of all, nobody was hurt. Secondly, they had suspicions to believe that he was under the influence, so he went to jail. Derek Fisher did, but Charlie came out that car was registered in Matt Barnes' name. Now, for those of y'all who we ain't gonna act like that, because y'all up to date. Y'all up to date. I'm gonna just say this right here. They need to stop disrespecting this man before something pop off for real. Now, he done gave her a 2015 Cadillac Escalade for the sole purpose of making sure the children get what they supposed to get. Now, she was once married to Matt Barnes. Okay? She was once married to him. She cheated her and messed around with Derek Fisher, who was supposed to be his homeboy, and they wound up getting together. My thing is this, girl, you really trying it, honey. You is trying it. I can imagine what that phone call is going to be like. If he called you right now, he might wait till after he get through with these games, but, girl, you is pushing it. You pushing it. You had your, I guess you could say, your lover driving your ex-husband car that he gave you for the sole purposes of the kids. And now he done flipped the car. Girl, white people live dangerous sometimes. They really do. Ain't no way in hell I would have did no shit like that. I know he mad as hell. Baby, I'm glad nobody was hurt. But baby, I can imagine what that conversation must be like. Just steady disrespecting that man. Well, we'll find out. I'm sure if anything pop off from there, we gonna find out about it. But I thought that was really disrespectful. You had your lover, the man you did your husband wrong for, which was one of his homeboys. You didn't hooked up with him, and now you got him driving the car. And he done wrecked the car. Child, he done totaled the car. Do too much. That's what we do. We do too damn much. That's how I feel about it. We do too much. Now let's bring the atmosphere. Let's bring the temperature down. This past week in London, there were some men who ran down some people on the London Bridge, as well as a set of them were on foot, wielding machetes, walking around, stabbing people. Okay? Just whomever they ran into is who they stabbed. So far, I'm hearing that 8 people lost their lives and a dozen are injured. The ones that was yielding the machetes, they were killed within 8 minutes. But y'all, let me tell you something. 8 minutes is a long damn time to have to do something to somebody. That's a long time, and the others have been arrested. And then the kicker of it was, it happened one day before Ariana Grande and several other acts were putting on a benefit concert, One Love for Manchester. And all of that was because, y'all remember a few weeks ago at the end of her concert, some suicide bombers detonated bombs and caused 22 people to lose their lives, and over 50-some people were injured in that. She is bold enough to come back to this country with some other entertainers and raise some, they said, a little bit over $12 million at the last time I checked. They did that, and she, girl, it almost make you frightened to leave your house, because you don't know what's going to happen. You know, you don't know what's going to happen. But we can't live our lives in fear, so we do have to venture out. And it's wise now to stay on high alert, because you just never know. You really never know what's waiting around the corner. These terrorist groups and things like that, if part of the goal was to frighten people, they mission accomplished. Them folks is on high status for stuff happening over there now. They almost know that these attacks are going to come. They just don't know when and where. That's a damn shame, you know. That really is a damn shame. And then you got these fools going around on foot stabbing people. And then a person decides they want to mow people down like grass on the London Bridge. We truly are living in perilous times. I don't know I don't know the solution. I don't know the solution. Because everybody got a movement and a cause. So I mean, everybody's stuff don't coincide. I just feel really bad that happened. But I am so proud of Ariana Grande for not allowing her fear to keep her from coming over there and doing that concert. I heard about some of it, seen a few clips. It was a very successful concert. I'm glad she was able to raise that money to help the people who were injured after her concert. But my heart just goes out for all of them people over there. Hell, even over here, because we don't know. You don't even know. You never know from one day to the next where it's going to be the next attack. You know? Makes me sad for my kids. And it makes me sad for my grandkids. Like, what kind of world would they be? What kind of world will it be by the time my Jalen or my Christian get of age to actually be out here as an adult in this world? What will this world be by that point? It's a sad affair, baby. Sad affair. Of course, ISIS is taking responsibility for this attack. Like I said, I really don't know what to really say about some stuff like this. It's just, take care of yourselves. If I happen to have one or two loved things over there, please be safe. Take care of yourself. And to all my loved things, both near and far, please be conscious of what's going on around you. Pay attention to suspicious behavior, because nothing can go unnoticed at this time. You can't let shit slide, because it could be a matter of your life or your death, for real. Rest in peace to the victims of the London attacks. My thoughts and prayers with all the people affected by this. Child, that's sad. Oh, I was seeing the images. I don't know. I couldn't do it. I could not do it. Okay, y'all. Underground, which was canceled by WGN because they were bought out by another company who wished to go in a different direction. There was a lot of buzz going about going on this week, and yeah, all this week I heard that Oprah may pick it up, Hulu might pick it up, Netflix. I mean, they was just throwing out suggestions of places, network homes for this show. Okay, well, you can get on out your mind because Oprah Winfrey said this week at a premiere screening for Queen Sugar, she was asked about would OWN be taking, would OWN be providing a home for the movie Underground, and she said she can't afford it. She said it costs twice as much as it does to make Queen Sugar. It's about $5 million per episode, and they can't afford it. She stated that it's costly because it's a period piece. She also stated that the show didn't trend that often on Twitter. It didn't have the ratings to justify the expense. Basically, despite her efforts to try to save the show and give it a home on OWN, she said that it was not good business sense for her to take that on. And that's what I was trying to tell y'all. I think I was saying that either on Twitter or I said that on my last review. That show cost a lot. Because you have to take into effect that they have to actually go back to that particular time. And none of our modern technology can be seen if we're going to believe this show. It's an awesome show. I wish it would have, I'm yet in prayer. I'm yet in prayer that somebody will pick this show up. But I can understand why Oprah wouldn't want to take the show on, because it was on the wrong network in the beginning, if you ask me. How many of y'all really knew about WGN before Underground? I heard of it, and I used to watch certain shows on their rerun shows. But I don't go to WGN like that to watch TV. I never did. I never watched their programming. So when I heard about Underground going to that channel, I was like, why would you put it on a channel like that where it's not going to be widely publicized, And every week for the last 2 seasons that we did get, I did notice that it didn't trend like it should have trended. At least that's what I felt like it should have been trending. It wasn't. So I understand her when she say it was not good business sense for her to take that on. She might be able to afford $5 million a episode out of her personal money, but we're talking about OWN, and OWN is still a rather new network, okay? They might not have the financial budget to put that. Well, they don't, because that's what she told y'all. She basically was telling the truth. Look, we ain't got this. Still a new station, okay? We still struggling to get our bearings and be able to bring shows like maybe Underground with a budget that Underground has. But it's not good business sense for Oprah to pick this show up if her company is not prepared to take on the financial debt. And for people like, well, she got it in her personal account. Okay, would you want to come out your personal account for something that you got a business that you run that through the business that you have? That's not, come on, y'all. I'm just like y'all. I want this show to come back. Like I told y'all last week, I want to know what happened between Steen and August. I want to know if Noah and Rosalie gonna get past what they got to get past. I want to know exactly what kind of shit is Kato gonna pull next. Cause we still don't. From what we see, it's like he gonna become a slave catcher, and I'm not feeling it. But I still want to see what they could have done with this show. So I hope that it does find a network home. I do. I want to see John Legend and all the producers and directors of the show. I want to see the actors, Aldous Hodge, Journey Smollett, all of them. I want to see all them people come back and give us another season of this show. It was interesting. However, I do understand that it costs money to do period pieces. I understand that the financial costs associated with putting on a production such as Underground. And if Oprah know it ain't gonna work, ain't no sense of putting her company in a strain just so you niggas won't support it enough and get her paid. I ain't mad at her about it. But I do hope that they do find a way to get this show back on TV. I hope they do, okay? Now, child, Gucci Mane and his longtime girlfriend, Keisha K, or is that how you pronounce her name? They have a new reality show that's coming to B2 called The Wobsters. It's gonna chronicle their lives leading up to their October wedding. Y'all gonna be watching it? If y'all is, put it in the panty. Put it in the panty, baby. Let me see. I'm trying to make sure I got the little shit out because it's 2 stories I know y'all want me to talk about, and I'm going on and do it. I'm gonna make sure I got all of my stuff out. Okay. This week marked the beginning of the trial for Bill Cosby for sexual assault against some woman named Andrea Constant. Now she the one that's been on the stand most of this week, okay? And for what I'm hearing, she's giving Bill the business. She's a pretty strong witness, you know. Of course, the defense gonna do their part when it's time to tear down her damn testimonies, and because that's a part of what the hell they do. That's what we pay defense attorneys for, to defend. So I'm sure they gonna it ain't over till the fat lady sing and she ain't sung nothing yet. Now, the first day of trial, we saw Keisha Knight Pulliam, a.k.a. Rudy Huxtable, accompanying Bill to court. And since then, we've seen Louis Dix and Joe Torre, and it's supposed to be some more people that's going to come, including some of his former Cosby Show castmates. But Keisha was getting drugged for supporting him. And basically what Keisha said was, look, if I was in his situation, I would want someone to support me. Now, when I say support, I don't think she meant support like, oh, I've already made it up in my mind that he's guilty. I think she's waiting on the court process to go through. But him as a person, that's who she's trying to be there for. She don't want to see him fall apart. Even though he may have to face whatever the judgment or the outcome of this here trial be, he may have to face jail time or whatever. She still want him to know that she still love him despite it all. People were on that girl case, and I was like, y'all don't remember or don't realize this man has been in Keisha Knight Pulliam's life since she was a little bitty girl. Okay, that woman's damn near 40 now. That man has been a pivotal part of her life throughout her childhood, and apparently they stayed close after that. He is almost like a father figure to her. So why wouldn't she be there? Now, I know it's a lot of people, you know, out here that don't see it for Bill no more. Okay, I get that. It's kind of hard to say he's innocent when you got so many people that's coming up against him saying that he did drug them and either sexually assault them or rape them or whatever. But at the end of the day, he's still a human being, and he deserves to be loved. You know what I'm saying? He deserves to know that he ain't in this world by himself. The man already has lost it all. He went from being way up here, one of the most influential people in television, to not having nothing. They've stripped everything from him, and it's sad to see that this is the case for him because he's so late in life. That man's 79 years old. You know what I'm saying? He built a career to only have it torn down. And I'm not saying that he's not responsible. I mean, come on now. You got over 50 women accusing you of doing something to them. And so I can't say that he's not guilty. I personally believe he did something. Do I think all of those women are telling the truth and he did something to every last one of them? No, some of them hoes got on the bandwagon. Some of them got on the bandwagon because it was something that they felt like they could do. Most of the women that are saying that he did something to them, the statute of limitations on the time to be able to get to bring charges against him have expired. However, this lady Andrea Constant, she wasn't within. She hadn't passed her statute of limitations. So they're bringing him. Well, they got him. They got trial going right now. Okay. I don't have a heaven or a hell to put Bill Cosby in. All I can say is I believe that he did something. You know, everybody ain't gonna lie on you. You know what I'm saying? You can have a couple of people that's gonna probably come against you, but when everybody saying the same thing, and these women ain't ace boon coons and homegirls that hang out with each other, but they all saying that you did pretty much the same thing, I'm just gonna leave it up to the court system to make the final decision about Bill Cosby. I don't want to tear him down, you know, and I won't tear him down, regardless of what the outcome of this situation is that he's going through right now. Whether the jury comes back that he's guilty, he got to go to jail, or they come back he's not guilty. I'm not gonna tear this man down because this man was a big figure in my life growing up. I was a teenager when a late teenager when the Cosby Show used to come on, and I don't know not one person that ain't never felt like they wanted their dad to be Heathcliff Huxtable. I remember being a child and waking up in the morning on Saturdays to watch the Fat Albert cartoons. I remember as a child want my mama to buy chocolate jello pudding all the time because Bill said shit was good. You know what I'm saying? So, although I understand what he's charged with, and I'm not in any way saying that he didn't do this, I just can't be a part of it. I can't jump on the bandwagon to tear him down no more than what he already has been. Where mercy is given, mercy is shown. You know, to the women that he hurt, I am so sorry that happened to you. I am in no way victim blaming at all because he was dead ass wrong for the ones he truly did something to. But he's still a human, and he's a human that meant something to me growing up. And although I'm not gonna sit on the side and say let's have him go to jail, you know, he needs to be this, that, and the other. I'm not gonna tear this man down. I'm gonna let the court system do what they have to do, and I won't be okay with what either way it go. But I'm gonna always hold a special place in my heart for Bill Cosby. That's just who I am. And if those of you who are out there who's like, fuck Bill, I don't give a damn, he took some puss, okay, I respect that. Respect the fact that even though I realize he may have actually done this shit, I ain't gonna turn my back on him and I ain't gonna tear him down. Not in my channel, not in my lifetime. I'm just not gonna do it. But trial is still going on, honey. Let me see. I told y'all about that. Okay. I guess let me make sure I got everything out the way. Because I think y'all know where I'm finna go with this. See, I done talked about Bill. I done talked about a whole lot of stuff. I talked about Bill Maher. Okay. That leads us to the last... Yeah. That leads us to the last big story. And I don't need the notes for that. Let's go on and talk about it. Toya, Tiny, and Tamar. Child. Now, y'all remember a couple weeks ago, Tamar has stated that, you know, she said, made a comment that she would like to have a little girl. Okay? Miss Diane, Tiny Mama, came on to the comment, to the post, and she stated that she's got a goddaughter, meaning Tiny and T.I.'s little girl, Harris. She is that little girl's godmama. That Miss Diane said, well, you know, you do have a goddaughter that you really don't see that often. You could be treating her like that. Now, I don't think Tiny responded to her, okay? I mean, Tamar responded to her. However, Lil Logan turned 4 years old this week, and basically Tiny commented happy birthday, or she posted happy birthday to him, and she was saying that she loved him, right? I am gonna need these. I forgot. I got some excerpts from them damn tweets. Anyway, she basically she made a post saying she missed him and saying happy birthday to him. Okay, that's what she did. Now, after she did that, T.I. came on the post and he wished Logan a happy birthday, and then he added Tamar and Tiny and told them that it was time for them to get off of their diva shit and get on their godmama shit. They too grown for this, okay? That's what he said. I'm trying to figure out what a damn tweet, y'all. Oh shoot, y'all. I think Tamar decides that she gonna get on Twitter. I mean on Facebook. Not Facebook. on Instagram, and she decided she wanted to respond. And basically, she said that, she realized that getting on social media may not be the best place for her to say what she have to say, but sometimes it's the ideal place to get the attention of your loved ones. She said that her and Tiny had been friends since she was 19 years old. She said that she loved Tiny and her god babies, and she loves T.I. because he's a part of the family too. And in short, she basically was saying they need to get together and try to work it out, because she still got hope that Tiny and T.I. can get back together. But she also wanted them to all get together to work out the issues that they've had in the past. We all know that Tamar basically had an issue with Tiny. I think she had one with Shakina Joe. She had one with Monica and, and Toya, because they went on the Real after the Real had fired her. And also about a birthday post or something like that. Tamar got all in her feelings about. Well, in her apology, she decides she gonna shade Toya, okay? She gonna call the girl Paperback Toya and basically said the girl was sitting there spreading lies, okay? So we thinking it's all good. I personally felt like, bitch, why y'all can't pick up the phone and call each other and have this conversation with one another like grown women and stop acting like children? Call each other on the phone and say what it is that you got to say to each other. Everybody don't need to know what's going on in y'all personal lives. It's bad enough that they was quick to notice when Tamar unfollowed everybody, and it was a bunch of controversy, for a little while. But then it died off, as all controversy do. But girl, you could have picked up the phone. You know this woman's phone number. Some things don't need to be done on social media. I felt like she did that in an effort to be attention seeking, like she always is. And I felt like she also took the moment to be shady, because she called that girl Paperback Toya. If you truly trying to work things out with Tiny, then you should not have ever mentioned Toya, period. It shouldn't have been no mention of Toya, okay? Tiny accepted the apology and said it was time to make up, because she loves Tamar and considers her one of her dearest, closest, long time having friends, and she wished Toya and Tamar would, talk with each other. Toya wasn't feeling this shit when she found out. When Toya found out what Tamar had wrote, and I'm sure she went to see it for her own self, she clapped back. She say, Paperback Toya, really, bitch? What does your non-sincere, fake-ass public outreach have to do with me? You the fakest bitch I know. You wrote all that pathetic, attention-seeking bullshit, but you conveniently forgot to tell them why you're really mad. Basically, she said Tamar mad because, like I told y'all, them ladies appeared on the Real after she was fired. She went on to say that she's sick of Tamar popping off on everybody, then playing victim. She called her over-the-top, under-the-table bitch. She threw out how Tamar talked about her own sisters and said Tamar was disrespectful, disloyal, and attention-seeking. She was a disrespectful, disloyal, and attention-seeking fiend. She told her to fuck you all days and all ways, and she left it there. Now, you would think at that moment that's going to be right there, right? Not so. Lil Red Janae inserted herself in grown folks' business yet again. She posted this very pretty picture of Toya, and she captioned it, when you look like this and they look like no, they stay mad. Then she left us with a sweet little PS. She said, y'all stay saying that I need to stay in a child place, but I'm going to ride for mine regardless. Tiny added her little 2 bits to the feud and said Toya and Tamar honestly need to get together and have a heart-to-heart conversation off of social media, because they was once friends too. Life is too short, and she put up the prayer emoji sign, okay? Now, let me tell you how I feel about this shit. First of all, I'm sorry, y'all. Tamar is a very petty bitch, okay? You got mad at your friends because they had opportunities to come on this show and discuss whatever it is that they had going on, and you felt like they shouldn't go there because you were friends with them, and that show fired you. That's not realistic, baby. If Toya get on there and discuss her book, that could affect her bottom line in a positive way. Okay? And any other women that were on there. Just because you were not a member of the real staff anymore does not mean that your friends couldn't come on there, especially when they in, you know, show business just like you. They quote unquote entertainers or whatever, celebrities. Why they can't go on there just because you had a problem with them? Now, they could have said, no, I ain't going to go because Tamar, you know, they kind of did Tamar wrong. But why should they? And why would you expect that of them? They're selfish as hell. It seems like anytime somebody don't agree with Tamar, they get cast out, including her sisters. Toya didn't tell no lies when she said how disloyal this girl is. Tamar hated on her own sister. When Tracy put her album out, she shaded that girl. Why are you shading your own fucking sister? You are a disrespectful piece of shit, and that's the reason why everything you touch be failing for you, because you too damn extra. Be you, girl. Be you. You didn't even want to give Toni Braxton the accolades, or at least, okay, the credit. Let's break that down. You didn't even want to credit your sister for being the reason why you became known to everybody and was getting these opportunities. You didn't want to give her credit for that. And I understand that, because, girl, truth be told, if it wasn't for Toni Braxton, nobody would be checking for a damn Tamar Braxton. But you so full of yourself, you assume that your sister was not the catalyst that catapulted you to the little success that you've had. Now, you got vocals, but your attitude made people not even want to give you a decent chance. You need to be real. You don't have to be the center of attention all the damn time. If you really wanted to make up with Tiny, you should have called her on the phone. But if you gonna be a attention-seeking bitch, get up there and write something to that girl and don't shade nobody. You should have never brought Toya into the mix like that, because not everybody's going to bow down and not everybody's going to be quiet, and you found that out in that moment. Stop talking to people like you crazy before you fuck around and get your ass whooped for real, or you wind up blackballed, okay? Because you might not want to fuck with everybody you think you want to fuck with. You already got a struggling career. Girl, that's why. You reap what the fuck you sow. You just couldn't miss a moment to say something shady about that woman. Which is why I think that Toya is right. You only wrote that to get attention. Because if you was really sincere in your apology, you would have just called Tiny on the phone. Like, y'all ain't got each other number. Nobody had to know. We would have just started seeing y'all being photographed together again. But you couldn't do that. You tried somebody and you thought they wasn't going to give you the business. But that, baby, you was mistaken. Because she read the dog shit out your ass. And I'm not even mad at her about that. Because you didn't have to do that. You don't have to do that. Sometimes you just need to be still and be yourself. Bitch, sit down. Be humble. But that's how that shit went. And so far I ain't heard nothing else from Toya about the situation. She just read the dog shit out of her and told her she had time. That bitch been playing with her too long. So she let her have it. And I was here for it. You gotta be careful who you come to or who you step to thinking that you ain't gonna get your ass handed to you. Cause it's a fool that think like that, Tamar. It's a fool that think like that. You have the most ugliest spirit, and I don't understand why. Because you got the ability to be so much better than what you actually are, but you blocking your own blessings with how you act. Girl, you's a hot mess, and you somebody mama. God just be making anybody. And I'm going to tell you, just because a woman can have a baby don't mean she should oughta. Because that girl got a nasty attitude. She got a nasty spirit about herself. She really needs to do a self-check on herself. And she might need to go get her some therapy to figure out why she always feel like if she's not the person that's being talked about, she ain't important. That's got something to do with her. They ain't got nothing to do with nobody else. That's her and her personal feelings. And it's cool, but girl, When that shit come, that gets to spilling over on folks. Don't nobody feel like dealing with you on that level. And I'm gonna say this right here. I don't really think that Reginae should have opened her mouth because her mama's grown and she could handle it herself. But I understand that that's her mama at the end of the day, and she gonna be protective of her people. However, I think Toya need to sit down and have a conversation with her daughter and try to get her to understand that you don't really need to be in other grown people business like that because she's doing it too much. First time somebody really snap off on her like that boy did over there on that show, Growing Up Hip Hop, that Brandon dude. She gonna be in her feelings. Well, it get worse than that, and you 18 now, so girl, you really is fair game. I'm just saying. But anyway, that's all I have to say about that shit. Rest in peace goes out to former NFL player James Hardy. He was found dead in an Indiana river. His family had reported him missing on May the 30th. He was 31 years old. So rest in peace to him and prayers to the family. Lastly, Beyonce still pregnant, child. But any day now, we gonna get some twins around here. That's all I had for this episode of Fuck Shit Friday. To my baby, Mr. Chalaki, I already did the positive tag. When I looked at the questions, I realized that I had actually done that video. So I already did that like a couple months ago, but I'll try to remember to link it in the description box down there so he can see it. Y'all remember the depth of your struggle will determine the height of your success. In the meantime, in between time, please remember to like this video. Comment down in the comment section. I always talk back, even if it takes me a little minute to get to you. Subscribe to my channel and share my video wherever you share videos. And I'll see you guys back for Growing Up Hip Hop ATL. Peace.